What's going on, guys? Today, we're going to be talking about audio equipment, specifically the Logitech G935s, and how shitty they are. Just kidding. Though, stick around at the end of this video. I'm going to toss these up in the air, smash them with a baseball bat or a katana. Haven't quite yet decided. Hands down, worst headphones I've ever had. But what we're actually here to talk about today is the GoXLR Mini. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about some of the differences between the GoXLR Mini and the larger one, why I opted for the Mini, talking about price points, features, quality, everything like that, and how this is going to be solving a lot of the issues that I have running a dual PC setup, and why I am going to be retiring my Logitech G935s and what I'm going to be using instead. So first thing we're going to start off actually is just a quick unboxing of this. I just got it in the mail today from Amazon. This isn't sponsored by them or anything like that. It's just something I've been doing a lot of research on over the past couple of months, and decided to finally bite the bullet once they became available on Amazon with all the Corona stuff going on, all this COVID-19. They've been kind of hard to find. They've been really overpriced on a lot of third-party sites, so they finally became available on Amazon, and so I decided to scoop it up and grab it. And so let's go ahead and get ready with the unboxing. Package itself is, feels fine. Yes, I'm opening it with a knife. Could also use a butterfly knife, but I don't actually know where I put my butterfly knife. Oh, there it is. Could use that, but oh well, too late. So, when we look at this thing, what comes in the actual packaging, lots of foam. USB cord. One of the major differences is that this is solely USB powered, as opposed to the standard larger XLR or GoXLR, which also has an AC power adapter to it as well. So that is one of the things I actually really like about this, is I don't need a separate plug, because as you guys can see with all the monitors and the laptop and the desktop and everything like that, I have a lot of power outlets plugged in. I have like an 8-dock surge protector that's completely full, and two I think they're called grommets on my desktop or on my desk that each have 2 plugs, and those are both full as well. So, but yeah, right off the bat, the thing feels really sturdy, feels solid. It's got a nice slant to it so that you can easily access it on the fly. There's a nice little bit of give to the actual sliders here. Another one of the differences between this and the larger one is that the sliders on this one are not motorized, so when you push the button, it's just going to mute it and that's it. But otherwise, in terms of the actual core functionality within it, it's pretty similar. It has all the same software, the same processors and everything like that inside of here that the larger one has. The main core differences is that this one does not have the voice effects, and it also does not have the programmable buttons for having sound effects associated with it, which honestly is fine by me because I have voice mod and I just have buttons on my Stream Deck that I can use for that. But otherwise, it still has the same hardware inside of it for the actual sound quality, which is what makes a big difference. So with this, I'll be able to take my stream computer and my desktop computer, especially once I'm done building the new stream computer, which is behind me. You can see it in the little case back there. We're going to be getting ready to do that live on stream. But I'm going to be able to take all of that connected into here and have it come out through a headset right into my ears. So I'm going to be able to have just the game running on here. I'm going to be able to have Discord running on the stream computer, all of my music, Spotify running on the stream computer, notifications on the stream computer. A lot of that stuff I have right now on the gaming computer because my headset is on the gaming computer. I don't have a way right now to bring all of that together until now. So I'm going to get this thing plugged in, and then I am going to give you guys a quick run through of the software, and I'm going to give you guys a run through of kind of how the whole setup of it goes and how easy or hard it may be once I'm done. So let's get that started, and I'll talk to you guys in a sec. All right, guys, welcome back in. So again, Fate the Tatted Hate here, and I want to start off by apologizing, actually, because this video was supposed to come out last week. However, I elected to delay it a little bit because I had some stuff on order that was coming in late. As you could see and as you could probably hear, we're running a little bit of a completely different setup. Here. So rather than just implementing the GoXLR and then talking to you guys about that, I ended up doing pretty much an entire audio overhaul. New cables, new hardware, everything. So we have the GoXLR now. I have an optical cable running to the gaming PC. I have a new headset here with a dynamic cardioid mic built into it. And this way I could show you guys, you can play back that initial intro to this video and then listen now and you could hear the difference, which is actually the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to doing a audio upgrade and specifically going with something like the GoXLR. Now, the GoXLR is not cheap. The Mini is significantly cheaper than the regular one, which if you're just starting off is what I'm recommending. That's what I did, and functionally and in terms of the actual sound quality, they're exactly the same. Exact same hardware and everything like that. The only thing you're missing out on is the voice effects and the pre-programmable buttons, which if you're using voice mod and have a Stream Deck, which I'm going to run through later on in this video, how to set that up because it is a pain to do it right. You really don't need a lot of those effects anyway. So save yourself the $250 and just go with the Mini. But what I ended up doing was doing that entire audio overhaul, which is going to bring me to my first real point that I want to make to anyone looking to get a GoXLR or a GoXLR Mini. If you have poor quality audio equipment, this is not necessarily going to help you. If anything, it's probably going to make it worse. Here's the example that I'm going to use. When you listened or watched any of my previous streams with me using the Yeti plugged in with USB, it doesn't sound quite as good as this does, but it still sounded pretty solid. When I use the Yeti plugged into the GoXLR using a 3.5mm audio cable, it sounded absolutely atrocious. Reason being, it's not because the Yeti was bad. It's because the cable I had was bad. It was a poor, shitty, like $5 cable, and this is going to make that noticeable. You hear the static, you hear the poor quality in the background of the mic because it's not transmitting the signal properly. So if you are running poor equipment, if you're using a bad mic, using a bad headset, or using, lower end audio cables, this is going to make everything sound worse to a degree because it's going to be it's a much fuller kind of range that it's actually seeing and hearing and picking up, and it's just going to make everything worse. So if you are going to shell out the money and go for a GoXLR, I recommend also going with any of the cables that you're going to need. Make sure you have a decent mic. Make sure you have actual audio file level aux cables and stuff like that, which aren't even that expensive. I ended up picking up a new one that was like $8 on Amazon that's a shielded aux cable, and it worked great until this came in. What I was waiting on for this was the actual cable that, because this headset, which I'll talk about in a little bit, is a 1/4-inch audio cable, so I needed the adapter for the 1/4-inch to the 3.5mm for the XLR. The XLR unfortunately only has 3.5mm jacks, an optical cable, and the XLR. It does not have a 1/4-inch. So, a little bit of an issue there. But, so again, main point to start off with, if you're going to be going with the XLR, make sure that you also have a decent mic and a decent headset and decent cables to actually utilize everything that it can do now. So, next thing I want to talk about is the actual functionality of it, which is really nice. Everything could be changed completely on the fly here. So I could change my mic level. I could turn that up. You can hear me just fine again. All of that, just with the switches here. You could also have presets built into the software, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I have one set to the chat as well for my Discord, so I can mute my friends when I'm trying to just talk to my chat when I'm streaming. I could also completely control the music as well. So, got music playing in the background, we can adjust that. So I listen to a lot of music on stream. I can adjust this as I need to. When we're hot dropping in, Apex, or when we're loading in, I'll have the music up a little bit. And then once we land, though, we get boots on the ground. That's when I turn down the music so I could hear people in the background. It works really well because I can just really quick switch. Super easy. I could also have one set for the input from my gaming computer. So right now, I have a video playing in the background on my gaming computer. It's my new highlight video. You guys can't even hear it. With this little slider, though,
Well, to the left here.
Now you're hearing that in the background. And again, easy. I could push to mute. I could pull the slider down. Makes it really, really easy to use. Caveat to that, though, I will say, is the software. Now, the software makes it easier to set up than a typical, mixer will be, because everything's digital. Everything's really easy to, just kind of work around. Software itself, though, is really buggy. It's really not a single session that goes by where the software doesn't freeze up on me, which, good news on that, if the software freezes up, everything still works just fine on the XLR. In all honesty, the software is probably frozen in the background right now, which you'll see when we switch. We'll know. But if the software freezes, that's not a big deal. Everything still works. It's just frozen in the background. You don't need the software necessarily running to use the GoXLR. However, one thing to note, looking at the GoXLR Mini, which I like and dislike about it, it does not have a separate power cable. It is powered strictly by USB, whereas the regular GoXLR, the big one, it does have a separate adapter for power. So if I'm not using my stream computer that the XLR is plugged into, it still has power and I could still listen to anything coming out of my gaming PC through the headset without having to worry about on the gaming PC switching to a different audio source or anything like that. So keep in mind, if you go with the Mini, you need to have the computer on and running in order to use the GoXLR Mini. Whereas with the other one, it is not. It does have a separate power source, but that means that you have another cable plugged in somewhere. You're like me, like different monitors and all the hardware, like you're running low on cable space. So that's what I do like about the Mini, is that I don't need a separate power cable. So let's get into the software though here. So, long scene. So I am going to drag this in here. We're going to see if it's frozen. It actually didn't freeze. Holy shit. All right, so when you first get into the software here, you're actually going to have a mic set up. It's going to let you choose between a dynamic, a condenser, or your 3.5 millimeter, and you adjust the gain as you go. Then you could fine-tune the gate, so when it opens, when it closes, your equalizer, all of that stuff. It makes it easy to do, and you could also hear yourself as well, so you can tune all of that as you need to. Makes it really easy to set up the mic. But again, if you're using the 3.5 millimeter, make sure you actually have a good 3.5 millimeter cable, not just, like a low-end $5 one, because you're going to hear crackling, you're going to hear static. It's going to be noticeable. So, mixer itself is really easy to set up. You have, the 4 different faders. You choose which source you want them for. So channel 1 is what I have set to the mic, so I can adjust my mic on the fly. Channel 2 I have as the voice chat for Discord. Channel 3 is my music. And then channel 4 is console, which actually is my stream PC. Instead of using a 3.5 millimeter cable for the line in for the stream PC, I actually opted to use an optical cable, because it's a much better sound quality. Like, even a good aux cord is still not quite as good as a decent optical cable. So it gives me the best quality that I can get for the game coming out of the stream PC, less static and, dead noise in the background or anything like that. So all this stuff can be completely customized on the fly using those, and then you can get more granular on any of the things that aren't assigned to any of those. You could save all of this stuff as well to your default. So you can create a new default and then, set what you want the channels to be associated to, what you want the levels to be by default. And then actually really cool is it integrates with the Stream Deck, so you can have this default set to a button on the Stream Deck. So if you have one specifically for when you're playing a game, then you have that set to a button on the Stream Deck. Then you have a separate one for maybe when you're in the intermission screen, or maybe when you're just chilling with chat and watching videos or something like that. Then you have that set up. So it allows you to customize a lot of that on the fly. So the next thing that I want to talk about is how to set up voice mod with this. If any of you guys aren't using voice mod, it actually works really well. It's a good way to offset the additional $250 for the GoXLR, the big one. It completely integrates with Stream Deck, everything like that, makes it really easy. For any of you that do run voice mod, you probably know what a pain in the ass it is to make it so that your stream and your chat can hear the voice effect or can hear your sound clip, your meme, whatever it is that you're playing, but so that they don't hear it twice, but that you still hear it. Because the way the voice mod sets it up is that the voice effect and the sound clips come through the mic, because your mic gets set as an input in voice mod, and then your output is the voice line for voice mod. So what it's a pain to do is make it so that you could still hear that voice effect or that voice clip, but so that your chat isn't hearing it twice or hearing an echo. I figured out how to solve that using the GoXLR, and it's fantastic. So it makes it so that when I go to my memes here and listen to, let's say we want to hear Iron Man say "my turn."
My turn.
You guys only hear that once, but I still hear it too, which is huge, because if there's something cool, I got to know how to react to it when it's playing. So the way that we did that, if you look, you'd stop and take a screenshot of what we have looking at right here. So what this is this is a kind of a chart of the inputs and the outputs that are going on in voice mod. So right now, for the mic, this is being sent out to the headphones so I could hear them, being sent out to line out, which I'm not worried about, and then sent out to the chat mic, which is for Discord. Then, you could see as they go on here. The important ones to note is that my mic is not being sent out to the broadcast stream mix. Broadcast stream mix is what OBS or Streamlabs OBS I'm going to have set as the audio input for that. So OBS is going to hear, you guys as chat are going to hear, you're hearing right now, anything on this line, which includes chat, music, games, console, which is the stream PC, a line in if I have one, and then anything on the system, which is on the streaming PC. Nothing in samples, and nothing for chat. Reason being, or nothing for mic. Reason being, because when we go to voice mod here, voice mod is now using sample as an output, and then you could have it as sample mic or chat mic, and then yes, you could have sample or chat mic for your input device in voice mod, so that it's pulling that in and then sending it out to sample. And what that means when we go back to here is that our headphones are hearing samples, but the broadcast stream mix is not, which means we could hear the voice clip. However, chat, Streamlabs, OBS cannot hear it. So how do they hear it then? Well, going back into here, I have it titled as Yeti, but what it actually is our voice mod input, or our voice mod output. So basically all we have is we now have two audio sources in here. One is the GoXLR, which is going to hear all the music and the games and everything like that. And then the other one is the actual mic. And what it's doing is it's taking this mic through the GoXLR into voice mod, putting it out as a separate source in Streamlabs. So to really kind of break that down, like make it as easy as possible, what you want to do, uncheck samples and mic on the broadcast stream mix output, but have everything checked on your headphones. Then in voice mod, have it so that the output device is the sample and that the input device is either sample or chat mix. What that's going to allow, again, is so that Streamlabs hears, so you could see it up on the right here, Yeti or my mic input going off, but the GoXLR isn't. GoXLR is just picking up on the music. If I mute the music, GoXLR is not doing anything right now. So that is how you are going to integrate something like voice mod, or if you're using a different program that functions the same way, you're going to do that the exact same way. That's how you're going to be doing that. So that pretty much kind of sums up everything that I want to talk about. Overall, I absolutely love this thing. The audio quality is miles ahead of what it was. You can go back to some of my old videos versus my new videos, and you could hear the difference. I mean, I have friends of mine who are like straight audiophiles, like super anal retentive about the sound of audio, and they absolutely love how it sounds now versus how it was. It's much clearer. It's a much it's a better sound compared to what it was. Software, it freezes, but like I said, that's not that big of a deal because it still functions even when that isn't going off. So it just makes it so that, you can't go in and edit something if you need to. But again, then you just close it and reopen it and you're good. When it comes to the audio equipment that you have, make sure you have something decent. Even if you're using a Yeti mic, you could still use USB mics as long as they have an aux output, and just plug that right into the XLR and you're good to go. But make sure that you have good cables, because otherwise it's going to pick up on that static. So, and setting it up with voice mod once you figure out how to do it makes everything a dream come true, because beforehand I couldn't listen to my sound effects on voice mod and have stream also hear them. I would either have to mute the mic and play the sound clip so that they're hearing it through the desktop audio and I'm hearing it as well, or just have desktop audio muted and then I couldn't hear it but chat could. It makes it a much less genuine experience. So, makes it really easy. I absolutely love it. And then, the headset that I bought. So, the Audio Technica BPHS1. BPHS1. It is a podcasting / studio mic headset, and I absolutely love this thing. I found out about it first actually from the Michigan Esports, the MES events that myself and Volek were doing, and the audio sounds great. The actual sound is amazing out of them, and they're very comfortable over a long-term use. Like, I'll, sit here for 8 hours listening and talking and streaming or playing games, and it's great. Compared to the Logitech G935s that I had, similar comfort quality, but way better sound quality, and also the mic hasn't cut out on me at any point, and it won't, because it's an XLR mic that is running through the GoXLR Mini. So that's actually the cool thing with it. Two completely separate two separate cable. Well, it's one cable and then it splits off, has the XLR mic cable that plugs into the back, and then I just had to get a converter for the 1/4-inch cable to the 3.5 millimeters so it can go into the XLR. Everything sounds pristine out of it, and I absolutely love it. So I highly recommend it. Just be aware before you purchase that there are some other things you might need to get prior to actually really having a good experience with it. And just be aware that, it does take a little bit of setup. Nowhere near as fine-tuning of a setup and nowhere near as easy to screw up as an actual regular mixer with all the different volume knobs and everything, gain and all of that shit on it. So makes it a lot easier, but there still is a little bit of setup. But overall, for $200 to $250, I think it is a great deal, and it's completely revolutionized the way that I use audio on my stream. Which is a big thing for me for a while that I've wanted to do, but have been kind of waiting and putting off. So I hope you guys took something out of this. Stay tuned. The next video that we do is actually going to be building our stream PC, because tonight, live on stream, Friday the 8th, we are going to be putting together our case back there. That is the Lian Li D11 XL case, so it is a big mofo. So we're going to be doing a Ryzen build in it. Everything should be getting delivered soon for it, and then we're going to get that put together, and then I'm going to clip that and do some how-tos for how to put all of that stuff together. That'll be our next highlight, or our next product type thing on the YouTube channel here. That'll be out next Friday. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm also going to be coming out with an official schedule. So the way it's going to work is Sundays, I'm going to be coming out with a stream help video. The next one this upcoming Sunday is actually going to be with a buddy of mine, Lunchbox. I did a coaching session with him, showing him how to set up and where everything is in affiliate. Since he hit affiliate for Twitch, where to go. It's a really deep dive into where to go and what to do once you hit affiliate, and how to really set everything up. So get that cut up and everything like that, get that out. So make sure you guys stick around for a lot of that stuff. And now we're gonna go beat the shit out of a Logitech G935, because as much as comfortable as that headset is, Oh my god, the problems that it has. It is the most comfortable, one of the most comfortable headsets I've ever had. It's super comfortable. The battery lasts a long time. But the mic likes to just keep cutting out. I'll be talking to my friends in Discord. I'll see the little green thing go, and it's saying, hey, you're talking, you're talking. Next thing I know, we get our asses kicked in a fight because my friends cannot hear me. Here, all I had to do was take the little headset, flip it up, and then flip it back down, and then it would work, and then it would just randomly do that again. And then sometimes it wouldn't do that at all. Sometimes I would have to completely take the battery out of the headset and plug it back in to get the mic to work, even though the mic is saying it's working. I could hear my feedback. I could hear myself talking, but it's just not sending it to the computer. Sometimes it would completely lose. The computer wouldn't even realize that there was a USB thing for an audio output in there. Like, it just had all kinds of problems. So we're about to take a katana and just home run derby that mofo into the back alley. So I'll see you guys in a sec for that.
3, 2, 1.
It was nowhere near as climactic as I thought it was going to be. I hit it on the first try, though. I hit it over there.
Not bad.
Oh, that one missed.
Swing, 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 better.
I
Swing.
didn't throw it high enough. Also, this thing's heavier than it looked. There we go.
It's gone.
It's in the church parking lot.
Yep, you're going to hell.
There we go.
My long guy's gonna kill me. The long guy's gonna kill me.
Nope. All right. I think we're good here. Oh, no, no. Me and you. Padding. I'm not going to tell